we got a great episode lined up for you guys. It's something I've wanted to do on the channel for a while, but I haven't been able to find the right car to line it up and kind of make it all happen. But I know a lot of you guys are wondering how a cammed 5.7 Hemi would stack up against a newer 10-speed auto 5.0 Mustang. Everybody knows those 10-speed Mustangs are super quick. They've kind of got a reputation for being really, really fast. So everybody is naturally curious, how would the Challenger, a cam 5.7, stack up against a stock 2018 plus Mustang with a 10-speed auto? Well, today we're gonna find that out. This episode might be a little bit controversial, but that's okay. That leads to a really good discussion after. So guys, let's start it off. Good warm up for the day was with a Hellcat. So I ended up getting off work a little bit later than I would like. I had to kind of rush out to the track. I did not get a chance to swap to my drag wheels. My drag wheels are my 17-inch drag stars. Didn't get a chance to throw those on. They've got Mickey Thompson SS, Street SS's on them. Good traction on those, but my regular driving wheels right now are 20s, and they are Nitto Tri-5 R2s, and they're also great for traction. For the power level I'm at, both wheels and tires are great. The only thing that's nice is the 17-inch wheels give you a little bit off because there's a little less rotating mass. One other thing to note, apparently the guys said they are not doing much of anything for street prep, so it is very, very slippery out, which is frustrating. They said they're cheaping out on prep for street legal nights because last year their costs ran a little high, so now they're trying to save money where they can. So we'll see what traction is going to be like, but it's probably not great. Crazy. Get some real heat into the tires. Hopefully there's a decent amount of prep. We'll find out. Okay. Oh. I definitely spun, which is something I never do. Whew. Not the best run. 13.2 apparently on that one. 13.2. Whoops. So let's pull this guy up. Oh, 13.2 at 107. Screenshot that guy so it stays. Our DA today is still not great. It's warm out. It is warm. We're 3884 feet above sea level, so we're about a little over 1,000 feet over, well, about 1,500 feet additional feet above sea level as opposed to what we actually are. We're 2,300 feet above sea level here in Edmonton. But man, 2.1 60 foot. I actually am amazed that I got a 2.1 60 foot, honestly, because I spun. I definitely spun. And I mean, all things considered, going up against that Hellcat, I mean, he spun too. Let's not joke. Let's not kid ourselves and joke around. He definitely spun too, but what did he end up with? He ended up with a 12.7. That Hellcat. Now in this race, I honestly got to say I don't know exactly what was going on with this Hellcat. For example, if he was spinning a lot off the line, I would expect a really bad 60-foot time on his part, and then a really high trap speed by the time he hit the end of the track. But in this one, he treed me pretty good, but we were only 0.2 of a second apart by the 8th mile, mark of the track. So halfway point of the track, we're 0.2 of a second apart. It was kind of strange, and his trap speed wasn't super high either. His trap speed was right in the ballpark of what my trap speed was. So a little strange. I don't know exactly what was going on with this Hellcat. Maybe he was trying to kind of keep it together as he got in the high end of the track. Maybe he was starting to lose it in the higher RPMs, or maybe he was just running the black key. I mean, that's also a possibility too. It was a little strange. Definitely not a typical run for a Hellcat, but regardless, it's always fun running a Hellcat, no matter what the track. They're just such wicked cars. Now, next up, a rarity around our track and kind of the subject of this video, a totally stock 2018 and up new Mustang at the track, totally stock. It had the 10-speed auto transmission. Never see these stock around our track. They're usually highly modified, so it was a really good chance to see how the car stacks up. So let's check out this first race.
Okay, normally I wouldn't do this, but I'm hot lapping this with this Mustang. This guy, just chatting with this fellow, he's asking if I wanted to run because it's so slow here. There's nobody here. So we're literally, I'm just hot lapping just to do the guy a favor so he doesn't have to go by himself here. But he's got a stock 5.0 Mustang. So this is a really good test for me. Those 5.0s are really quick. We should be fairly close, but hot lapping is not my friend. That means I'm probably going to be a little bit slow, probably like 0.2 of a second slower. You gonna get pre-stage? Got him. Oh, it's neck and neck. Neck and neck, neck and neck. Oh, got him. Got him. Just got him. Oh, that was a close race. Just got him there. Oh, man. That was really close. What a race that was. To be honest, that's really cool because I haven't run any stock Mustang GTs before, because for some reason there's not a ton of stock Mustang GTs kicking around our track. A lot of guys have like blowers on the Mustangs that come out and race here at our track. A lot of the 5.0 Mustangs are supercharged. The guys that come out and run here. We got one guy that runs Pro Charger kit. He's really fast, but he can never get traction. He just blows it up. He just comes out for the fun of it. Super nice dude. And there's a couple other supercharged Mustangs out here that are really fast. But it's not too often that you run into a stock 5.0. I was just chatting with this fella before we ran, and he said that he just wanted to go against the Challenger to see how it would handle, because he is totally stock. He just got the car, he said. So that's a pretty cool comparison. Let's break down that last time slip. That time slip, we ran a 13.4, so we're definitely hot, and he got a 13.3. I got him off the tree on that one. 60 foot was 2.2, although his 60 foot was also 2.2, but my reaction time was man, I almost got a perfect light. I almost got a perfect light on that to his 0.199. So and I just beat him at the end of the track. So yeah, really close run for a hot lap for me. That was pretty good. I'll take it. That was really fun to run a stock Mustang.
All in all, that was a pretty even run. Our 60-foot times and our trap speeds were the same, even though he did get me by 1/10 on his ET. I did hot lap on this one, so guaranteed off the hop for a hot lap, I'll lose minimum probably 0.2 of a second, maybe 3 sometimes, depending on how warm it is out. But he came up and asked me if I wanted to race like right after I got done my first run, so there's no way I was going to turn him down. And it was a super close and super fun race. But interesting result regardless. Now, a little later on in the evening, we got to do it again. round 2.
Here's round 2 with the stock 5-liter Mustang. I got to chat with this guy. Super nice dude. Learned a little bit more about his car. It is a 10-speed automatic. They are quick, man. He's also having problems with traction up top. He finds when he's going up to 8 grand, he's breaking loose a little between shifts. Whereas I'm having a lot of hard time getting traction off the line. No. We have a wreck. Nope, we have a wreck down there. They might need a little bit of cleanup. We will get back to you in a minute here. We're back at it. It's round 2 with that Mustang. Excited to get this one going. Okay. Excited to get a run going here. This is going to be super close again, so launch is going to be absolutely key. Whoa. Got it. Got it. Got it. Oh, he's coming, he's coming, he's coming! Oh, I just got him, I think. Oh, I think I just got him, man. Oh, wow, was that ever close? It's close, man. I don't even know who won that. That was that close. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, he technically got me by 2 thousandths of a second. Thousandths of a second. Man, he had a good run though. He had a 12.9 to my 13.4. So that was a much better run for him. I got him out of the hole for sure. Oh, I had a 2.2 60 foot to his 2.1 60 foot. Man, oh man. So I definitely wasn't running any. Yeah, that wasn't a great launch by me either. You could tell I was easing into that launch, and I still kind of spun a little, and it wasn't a great launch. Definitely wasn't a great launch. Although my 60 foot time at 2.2, okay, 2.1 is kind of the best I'm gonna do in weather like this. When I get really good weather, 2 flat is kind of that's as best as I've ever done in this car in my life. But yeah, launch wasn't super great. Probably could have pulled like a 13.2-ish, but he had a 12.9 there. 12.9, really close. It doesn't get any closer than that.
Again, this one was a super close race. He beat me by 2 1,000ths of a second. Now it honestly just doesn't get any closer than that. Just like probably inches is how that race was decided. Super close. But this time our time slips were notably different than round 1. Okay, so let's take a little bit closer look here at this one. Now this time his trap speed was 110 to my 106, and he beat my 60 foot by a 10th. And this time he ran a much quicker 12.9 to my 13.4. But the reason this race was so close is because I treat him pretty good off the start, even though I did spin a little off the line. So what is the final verdict here? Now I know a lot of people will look at that final race, that final ET that he ran in the trap speed and say, look, he's just a lot faster than you. And I mean, he was in that race, but I don't think the answer is quite as simple as that. Let me explain. Now this race day, for some reason, the street legal night was super empty. There was honestly like nobody there. If you wanted to go, you'd literally just jump into the staging lanes and drive right up to the start line. There's no lineup, there's no anything, which is kind of weird for a street legal night. So needless to say, we weren't really cooling off our cars that much. A lot of the drivers were kind of standing around chatting like we usually do, and then somebody would ask somebody if they want to go for a race. Because if you didn't, you would pretty much have to go up to the line and there would be nobody up there and you would almost just run a run by yourself, which is not nearly as fun. So there's a lot of people asking for races and stuff like that. So the cooling off period was definitely not what it'd be like on a normal street legal night, where you do run one heat and then go sit out for a while. You know, maybe it's not half hour, 45 minutes before you get to run your second race. Your car's had plenty of time to cool off. This time it was more like, you know, you park it for a little bit, go and chat with the guys. You're cooling off your car as best you can, but then somebody would ask you for a race. And generally we just kind of went. Like, so there wasn't a whole lot of cooling off on this particular night because there was just nobody there. So we definitely kind of took advantage with a lot of heads up races between a lot of the racers. A lot of us are kind of friends down there. So needless to say, there wasn't a lot of cooling off. So it wasn't a lot of best times to begin with, even though it was a warm night and you probably weren't going to get that straight out the gate. But the other thing to note is just the traction off the bat. I guess the last couple street legal nights that they had, they weren't getting nearly as much traffic for some reason. I really don't know why. They normally do on their nights, because like last year and years past, it is just absolutely jam-packed with cars. So these last couple, they've stopped prepping the track, stopped spraying down so much VHT. So launching was really difficult. Now the guys warned me before I went up that it had been like that. And a lot of the Hellcat guys, 392 TA, my buddy, the supercharged Mustangs, they were all kind of warning us, hey, like the traction is really, really tough tonight. So normally I don't really spin very much. I spun almost every single launch I did that night, even though it wasn't like a complete spinning blowout and, you know, trying to just keep it under control. Still, any kind of spinning like that, you're dropping off your 60-foot time. Everybody knows your 60-foot time is kind of multiplied by the time you hit the end of the track. Bad launch, back to 60-foot time, leads to not the best ETs. Kind of how it went. And to give you a comparison, I have run 12 nines in similar elevation at the same track in other nights, just when traction was better, had my drag set up, stuff like that. I've hit 12 nines before, albeit not quite as high a trap speed as his. Mine was 108, I think to his 110. But still, just goes to show that it was really, really a lot closer than that last race kind of played out with my 13.4. Definitely not my best run of the night, even though the race itself was super, super close. So in the end, what is the point of all this? I think it is fitting that we walked away with one win each. Honestly, I think the cars were really, really even. I think the race kind of showed that. So I think it's fitting that even though we did one race each where both of us didn't have our best run, that we walked away with one win each, and they were fairly close. I think these cars are really close with the Mustang GTs. You got a really good cam set up in your 5.7. You should be really close to your Camaro SSs, to your Scat Packs, and to your Mustang GTs. The only advice I would give to anybody out there, if you saw my last video, was just don't roll race these guys on the highway. It will not go good for you roll racing Mustangs on the highway. That is their bread and butter. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching this episode. It was a fun one to make, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.